All right, time to get started. So last episode, we talked mostly about the NBA,
Yeah.
right? Jack, if you could please pull up ESPN for us, please, and look at the NBA standings again.
Yeah, because I think regular season's over,
Yep.
and playoffs and play-ins are decided.
Yep.
Right
So everything's
now.
decided for the
What am I
offseason.
pulling up?
NBA.
You can just go.
But you
yeah.
can just,
Right there.
okay, or go the long way, that's fine.
Yeah, no, it's all right. So then you see the top menu right there. Go to
Should we look at playoff brackets?
playoffs. Oh, they got a new bracket. Okay, so yeah.
Does it show the play-in?
No. So just hit playoffs.
Wait, where's the rest of the teams?
Hit playoffs. On the top. God, it's just Stephen A. Okay, well then his schedule, because then we can see
Yeah.
who's playing who.
Ooh, Orlando's live right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it does start today, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess the play-ins, so...
Okay, so Orlando's playing Atlanta currently. This is live, I guess, from TNT. And I don't think the game has started, but it's, I guess, starting to go up right now. Yeah. So 7th and 8th place. And then Golden State plays Memphis tonight at 10. And then we'll see who out of those two teams is going to take
They play the 1 seed, so...
the one seed and then
The Warriors or Memphis would play. One of them would play the Thunder. Is that the number one in the West,
I think so.
or was it the Nuggets? It's either I think it was the Thunder, and then Orlando and Atlanta. One of those two will play. Who's number one in the East? Is it Cavs?
Yeah.
So they'll play them, and then I think all the other playoff matchups are set though.
Yeah, everything else should be set. If you go back to playoff bracket. Everything else should be set. Cavs and Thunder got number 1. So we got Clippers and Nuggets. Scroll down. We have Lakers and the Wolves. Okay. Pacers and Bucks. Knicks and Pistons. And I guess the Celtics get by too. Oh, and the Rockets. So I didn't know the number 1 and number 2 get a bye.
Oh, the Rockets were the two.
Actually, no, they don't get a bye. Wait, what am I saying?
No, not
the
in
play-in
those.
stuff.
Yeah, they just don't do the play-in. Yeah.
Cavaliers number 1 for the Eastern. They're winning.
What'd you say?
Cavaliers and Thunder are number 1 seeds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Why is that crazy?
Because the Cavaliers and the Thunder, come on, man.
I mean,
Who thinks about that?
the Cavs have been really
Name one Thunder player other than Shea, Julius, Alexander.
Lou Dort,
Gillis
Chet
Alexander.
Holmgren,
Who?
Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort.
I don't think that's a real guy.
Is Alex Caruso still on the Thunder?
I can't remember.
I think Alex Caruso's on the Thunder.
You're making up names.
I promise you I'm not.
Caruso.
Jalen Williams. Don't worry, bro. I
Yeah,
know.
like you said last episode, I haven't watched a bunch of NBA strictly because of the fact it's super hard to watch a bunch of the games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's physically impossible to watch any of them.
Yeah, if I had to guess, these are probably on like ESPN and stuff, though, the playing games.
Oh, yeah, those will be mass streamed everywhere because it's not separate games to your area or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be showed to everybody. So looking at this, right? I have no idea who's going to play Cavs, but I'm assuming they're going to lose. Like, let's just...
Whoever plays the Cavs is going to lose.
I'm just assuming whoever's going to play the Cavs is going to lose. Whoever's going to play the Thunder is going to lose. Any of those teams. Who do you think is going to... Jack, I'm going to ask you this question. Because why not? We'll get your opinion here. Who do you think is going to win? LeBron and Luka or Ant-Man?
What kind of question is that?
That's a
Well, because
valid
it's the
question.
Lakers and Timberwolves.
What kind of question is that?
Have you not seen Ant in the playoffs?
LeBron and Luka versus Mr. Pay His Child Support.
That's a crazy reference.
Who am I gonna pick? It's not gonna be Mr. Child Support. I'll tell you that.
I mean, Mr. Child Support was one and done.
Yeah, that was. What? Like, what an interesting concept.
I mean, hey, just get it done all out front.
18 years of child support are right up front.
I feel bad for the kid though.
That's a next level rich.
That is,
You
I
can
mean,
buy
yeah.
the battle pass of child support, which is crazy. I mean,
I don't even know what to say to that comment. I'm not gonna lie.
what comment?
You're not
Just
wrong.
what you just said.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but you know,
You're literally paying forward. That. I
what was it, $1 million or something like that?
I feel like it was.
Check.
I thought it was $1
more
million.
than that. Maybe it was like. Yeah, actually, that might be right.
$1 million for 18 years of child support.
Yep, there it is. The bottom.
This is currently an illegal
Doesn't want
dispute.
custody.
Yeah, he wants something to do with it. Yeah, look at the bottom right there. $1.08 million all at once.
That's
And it works
so
out
funny.
it works out to $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a picture of this.
And that just like that gotta suck though. Like once you're the kid and you're older and you like understand this stuff, like
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
like I don't know, like he just really wants nothing to do with the kid, which that sucks.
Look at the kid. Look at the
It
kid.
wasn't this, I'm pretty sure it's
Oh,
the
kid's
same
cute.
kid. We literally like the NBA and stuff posted a video of him leaving a game at halftime last season so he could go be there for the birth of his child.
I guess, but then were and his partner still together or no? I guess
I don't think so. I think it's his baby mother. I think they were just dating and then
Yeah.
he just wants nothing to do with her or the kid, I guess.
It's like what Blueface says, man.
What was with Blueface?
Another fatherless child.
All right. Anyways, so you think LeBron's gonna pull forward?
Yes.
He's gonna beat him.
Yes.
Okay. And do you think he's gonna beat the Cavs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's on the Cavaliers right now?
Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen,
Yes.
Evan Mobley, Darius Garland.
Now, if they had Ben Simmons, that'd be a different question.
LeBron, don't worry. Ben Simmons is here.
Hey, LeBron, we're good.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is
Who
here.
is Ben? Is he
Ben
even on a
Simmons
roster right
is
now?
On the
He's on some team.
Is it the Kings?
The Philadelphia.
No, he's not on Phillies anymore. I'm pretty sure he's on the Kings right now.
He's on the Nets. Oh no, the
Clippers. I was kind of right.
Wait, he didn't start on the. What team did he start? Yeah. Okay, he wasn't the 76ers.
No, yeah, he was. Yeah, that's who drafted him.
Okay, I'm not delusional.
He played for Montvert.
Wow.
2016 Chino Hills or 2020 Montvert.
Gino Hills.
But like, what about Caden though?
Wait, Bishop Sycamore?
Bishop. That's not even basketball, bro. That's football.
Okay.
That was the fake football school with like 20 plus year olds on the team.
Yeah, which is so.
I don't even get how that happens. How do you let a fake high school like schedule a football game? Like if you're the athletic director of that school, you might need to lose your job for that.
Like, imagine you're like, they pull up to the game. Hey man, so like, we're here to play. Are you the coach? No man, I'm bench. You're bench? What are you talking about?
Yeah, on the 6 man.
You're the
yeah.
water boy?
Yeah, that is crazy. How is it? You know, if you were the athletic director, do you think you'd get fired if you let that happen?
100%. Do you know how upset parents would be, and the school would be on? Like, how do you? I don't know, but like you also can't blame them. Like, there's no way of verifying these things. Like, you're not going to be an athletic director
No.
asking the other school to send birth certificates before the game. Like, maybe
Well, I
when
would've
when
looked
they
like-
show up, that's when you start questioning things.
I would have looked at him like, all right, let's do a quick Google search of this school.
Like, yeah, yeah. Like, if it's a school, like I think the main reason it was also just like it happened was because it was one of those better schools in the nation where they do play their games and they travel around the country for their non-conference games. So I think that's how they were able to get away with it.
Wow.
Like, look at them, dude. Look at that coach. That coach has so much on his mind.
And they lost too.
Really?
They were getting blown out. Look.
They were losing?
Yes.
Look at that.
Because
Yeah.
they were playing
58-0.
IMG.
Look at that one.
Because they're
58-0.
Yeah, they were playing IMG Academy. That's like one of the best like recruiting schools,
my
like boarding schools or whatever, high schools.
Look at
in there.
that.
That's bad.
That's a Harbaugh pancake.
Pancake.
That's not a roast. That guy was doing a good pancake. Actually, I'm burping the mic. My bad.
Ah, you're good. Anyways, right? So, I think Ron's gonna be Ant-Man. It's gonna be the Cavs.
Stop calling that.
We got really off topic.
It is Ant-Man. I'm telling you.
No, I don't. Did you see what Anthony Edwards said? Like in his interview, like talking about search up Anthony Edwards pre-playoff interview or something.
He's just different in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Ooh, is Anthony?
Yeah.
He's
He's
good,
going
but
to
like
be ready by the end of the week.
no, he said something
No.
about LeBron. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it was fake.
Ooh, sends a blunt message ahead of Lakers.
Like I saw something on Instagram where he said, "I'm ready to retire his old."
Don't give a damn. We ready.
Yeah, there it was.
But maybe that was fake.
Real superstar.
I don't know. I just don't see like besides Anthony Edwards, there's not really anyone else on the Timberwolves that's scary.
Julius Randle.
Like they're just a very average
They're,
team.
they're a very average team, but they have it in their spot where, like in the bracket.
That is true. Because what are they the 2 seed? No, they're the 6.
No, they're the 6.
Because Lakers are 3.
Oh, actually. Oh, yeah, no, they just made it in. Actually, because Golden State lost to the Clippers,
Yeah.
which was tragic to see. Draymond Green needs to retire immediately.
What do you mean? Apparently he's the defensive player of the year. That's just what I'm seeing.
Maybe. Well, he just missed a wide open layup. Wide open.
Wait, what'd you say?
He missed the wide open layup at the.
I'm not surprised. He's not a scorer. I
Yeah,
don't think he's
I
ever been
guess
a
he'd be
scorer.
defensive.
He is like a.
Charles Barkley would not vote for Stephen A. Smith who runs for president.
I hate ESPN reporters.
Wow.
This isn't ESPN. This is SI.com.
Sports Illustrated, I guess.
I
Probably what it
guess.
is. Well, because Stephen A. Smith,
Vice President,
Shannon Sharp.
yeah. Vice President Sharp.
That would be.
Foreign dictators, home dictators, every dictator. American 5. American 5. That'd be the coolest entrance to like a State of the Union address.
That would not be cool.
American 5.
Americans blaring, scaring. American 5. You get the concept though.
No, I get the concept because, like, yeah.
Smith, China says they want to go to war with us. Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
He just brings a podcast episode in the Oval Office. Brings Ocho.
No, that's crazy. I'm sure they say some crazy stuff.
That boy needs to be
You get
banned
off
from the
topic
mic.
like talking about like politics, be like, yeah,
That's my Michelle.
yeah, that's my shoe. He's in the office just looking at like the first ladies. It's like Melania. After that was that's my Michelle. That's my Michelle.
Excuse me.
Shuttle Bob.
Oh, all right. So yeah, so Lakers. I think Lakers beat Timberwolves. I think they go to 6 games. I think Lakers win the series 4-2.
Yeah. I think it'll be really close. That'll go. And I don't know if it'll get to. Wait, do these rounds of playoffs only go to 5 or they go to 7?
Unfortunately, it's best of 7. The entirety of the playoffs is
Oh,
best of 7.
didn't it used to be shorter? I feel like for
Thought so?
the,
I mean, here
for
I
the
think
finals and conferences,
Jack, you go to that
it was
middle tab
7.
up top, like all the way up top. I'm pretty sure that's the playoffs.
This one.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the bracket. Maybe
It doesn't
click
say.
on the Lakers and Timberwolves thing.
Okay.
Maybe that'll tell us something.
I swear they used to be.
Game
Not
one.
looking good.
Doing better than LeBron.
50. Okay.
I mean, LeBron's.
This is also ESPN.
But he's
ESPN
shooting
knows what they're
51%
talking
from the
about.
field. That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
That is good.
Austin Reeves goes crazy every. Wait, Austin is injured?
Oh,
No.
He has been out
Timberwolves
for a
no
little
injured
bit.
players. Austin Reeves injured.
I think that'll be a good series.
How does it not tell us? It literally just says West first round game 1 series
Yeah.
starts on the 19th. That's it.
Oh wow! Actually, look at this. They lost to Portland. They won against Houston. They won against Dallas. They lost to them. They won. Win, loss, win.
But was like who's actually
Yeah,
who was actually in for the late? Like who was playing against Portland? Because I'm pretty sure that was the last game of the regular season.
that was when Bronny is starting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like LeBron and Luka weren't even playing.
Yeah, they weren't.
So like of course like
Ronnie.
Bronny played 40 minutes and scored 4 points.
Yeah, Ronnie had so much talent.
Yep.
I
think it was.
Potential.
He has potential, but like I don't
He's
know.
like,
He cooks in the G League, but then he does get NBA minutes.
which makes
This is
sense.
exactly what I was talking
And
about last
can't
episode. He
perform.
can't do anything yet. He should have stayed in college for one more year, at least. Should have done something. Anyways, yeah,
He's a millionaire. He can do whatever he wants.
that is true.
Can I just pay the full 18?
Yeah, wait, how much did he get? Like $2 million for his contract?
Who? Bronny?
For a rookie contract?
He probably only got like 1.2 million or something. Because he was a 55th pick.
Then you make $2 million. Whoa.
Ronnie James.
4 year, almost $8 million.
In 4 years?
Wow.
Oh yeah, $4 million guarantee and an annual salary of $1 million.
I did see
Oh
something where
my
it
God.
was 2025 Bronny James would be who was it? It was like Bob Cousy, 1950 something Bob Cousy in a 1-on-1. 100% he would.
Who's Bob Cousy?
He is apparently one of the greatest point guards of all time. Played for the Celtics, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
But he played in the 50s. Like, I promise you, Bronny James is going out there and smoking him.
Yeah, Cousy.
Okay,
Yeah.
now.
Like, that guy, he is not beating Bronny James in a
He's in the Hall of
1-on-1.
Fame. He got there in 1971.
Yeah, but you also got to think about who he was playing at that time. Like, if you
Yeah,
put
he went
Bronny...
the whole First World War or Second World War playing basketball.
If you put 2025 Bronny James in the NBA at that time, I think Bronny's putting up both numbers. He's putting up 50-point games
He's
every
not
night.
dead. He's 96.
He's still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Wow. Put that on your prediction list. Bob Cousy dies this year.
I can't. Too late.
Whatever, dude.
Actually, right now.
But he will. I have a feeling. 96 is insane.
That is insane. So, yeah, the playoffs should be very, very interesting. It seems like
Yeah, I
these
think.
games should go to longer series and not just be a 3-game or 4-game blowout.
Kind of hope
Hopefully,
not, though. Just like, I think the 7-game series thing is so annoying and drawn out.
I swear it used to be for the shorter rounds or the first beginning of playoffs. It was
Best
only
of
5 games.
Yeah, that's how it should be. I hope it. If it was like that, I don't know. They probably changed it just because more games.
Yeah.
More
Just
money.
More games, more money, more advertising, more everything.
Exactly. So
Who cares if the fan doesn't want to watch an extra 2 games? Don't matter. They're making
they're
millions
still
and
making more
billions.
money than they would. Yeah, like it's. I don't know.
Yeah. So what are they? So besides NBA, the other thing I wanted to talk about mostly was college football.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Season's over. Ohio State won.
Yep.
Right. And I think I really got recently into college football because of 2 things. One, because this is my senior year. I'm going to college recently,
Yeah.
and we're all going to college. Secondly, was because of college football video game.
Yeah, for sure.
Because let me talk about that episode. That was such a smart move for them to do because one, game hasn't been made since whatever year.
2012, 2013,
2012,
I think.
20, something like that.
Yeah.
And they released it in July. 1 or 2 months before the season started. Or
Yep.
something like that.
I think first game.
That
like
was
in
super
August.
smart. Because I think, Madden usually waits till the season starts or something
Madden
like that.
comes out in mid to late August, I think, usually.
Yeah. And I never made sense of that because the college football actually does make sense for it to come out in July because people can play it and then they can see how their players do in real life.
Yeah.
But it was actually super fun. I was like, I'm learning this player on this team, and I was like, this team's good. Oh well, there's I don't know how many teams in college football. I didn't really notice that. I learned the sub brackets like Big Ten. I knew the Big Ten and SEC, but I didn't know the few other ones. I was like, it's kind of cool.
No, yeah, I definitely didn't know a lot about college football in general, not even like the game or anything, until this one came out, because I just never, my family never really supported a team. I guess Maryland, but I just never cared about college football to begin with. But just being able to play the game and see all the different players and like learning about teams and everything was, that was the cool part. So like, yeah.
I think it was also just a better game.
No, yeah, it was. Yeah, I enjoyed playing it for a long time, and
So
compared to Madden, it's terrible. Madden is terrible.
I'll never buy another Madden as long as college football exists, ever.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's no point. I
'Cause
think they
they-
just need to fix some things with how NCAA 25 was, and it can be a great game. For
There
years
wasn't
to
that
come.
many problems. I'm gonna be real with you.
No, I think Madden has a cool feature where it's like franchise. Whenever you do, you start one, you can join in at certain weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if college football like instituted that, where you could join in and like start your franchise after they've already played like their first 6 games, like
Yeah.
and like the AP polls are coming out. I think that would be cool. But they just don't have that, and they don't update the rosters as much during the season. I think they only updated them a couple of times.
That was the other thing. Madden really kept week to week to week, or maybe half a week sometimes, where it was like, okay, this player's changing. Oh, okay, we'll bump up this guy's overall by 2 points. They had I saw on Instagram where it was like the call-ins, where you could call in and like just make a case and be like, hey,
Yeah.
listen, this person should be higher for this reason, this reason, this reason. And I actually kind of listened to people. Start upping some stats for some players that they think
Pretty
they
sure the
deserved
person in
it.
charge of Madden ratings is Chad Ochocinco.
Really?
He's one of the people in charge of Madden ratings.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I remember they always post like a bunch of videos and stuff of him like doing like small little like not mini games but like a drill with a player, and like then they record the video and he's like, oh, you got this time in the thing, so we're upping your speed by like 3 attributes or whatever.
God, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. I think the way the stuff they were able to do content wise with it was cool. I don't think he actually provides any real input. I think that's just all for content and for show. and
Yeah, just
whatnot,
for
but-
show, because he is a showman.
But Chad Ochocinco's he's a character.
He
Right,
is.
Jack?
Huh?
Right?
Who?
Chad.
Singer? Yeah. He's okay.
But yeah, no, I'm college football. We got pro days happened. NFL Combine already happened.
Yeah.
Draft is next week. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
'Cause
we should get live reactions for the draft.
I think that would be cool. So you got to call off work.
I gotta call off work. I gotta. I have a 4th microphone too.
So we could get another person
We
here.
can get another
Who else
person
knows
here.
ball? Zach, Connor.
And we're just thinking, like just closest our friends at our general that we can quickly get on the phone and get over here. Zach, Connor, Adam with no ball too.
Adam with no ball.
Any of those guys.
No, I feel like we could call anyone over and we could have good conversations about it, because I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, because I don't know much about the draft usually. The past the 5th pick, I couldn't name you a player. I'm being so serious. I could, because I watched a little bit of last year's. I watched a recap. I'm like, okay, there goes that guy. There goes that guy. And I'm like, I don't know any of these guys' names.
There definitely are like times where I'm sitting there and I'm watching like I never heard of this guy during college season, and he plays for some no-name college, but he's getting drafted in top 15. So
Yeah.
like it's, I don't know. There's times where I'm like, all right, whatever, but
Yeah, I think back to the Madden conversation just really, really fast. I think my problem with Madden is, and this is like all those types of sports games, and it's kind of hard for them not to be, but it is pay to win.
oh, for sure,
For a
yeah, like
sense.
an ultimate team, yeah, for sure.
And that's what I usually play because franchise, I don't play enough to really like be invested in it. So I play Ultimate Team just
Yep.
occasionally when I did. I just couldn't get into it after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks of playing, I think the game does, once you get to a certain overall, it opens up to the rest of the people that are playing. I don't think it'll put you in a game with a 99 overall if you're just starting out at a 70.
It
or
usually
something like
doesn't, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Their matchmaking is terrible.
Yeah.
They did have skill based matchmaking and overall based, but it's very flawed, and I don't know, their system just it doesn't work well. So it's hard because it is hard whenever you're just starting out the game. Maybe you got it at Christmas and there's someone that's been playing since August,
August,
and
yeah.
has bought every single thing he possibly can in the store.
Exactly.
And he's got 99. Like it's
the same kind of thing with and 2K and all those other games. PGA's not like that. PGA, I think you have to really.
No, yeah, PGA. But I also think that's because there's not much of a multiplayer aspect of PGA.
Yeah.
2K.
It's a lot slower.
With NBA, you can buy your VC to upgrade your player, but
God, I hate doing that.
no.
Yeah, I said, oh, we got college football 26. I'm just not buying another Madden.
No, yeah, 100%. Unless it's on sale for like $10 at Christmas, maybe I'll buy it. But
Maybe
it's-
buy it, play it for a little bit of break, and that's it.
Nah, yeah, other than that, I'm done with Madden.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed college football game, and it got me to learn a bunch of teams. I remember looking at week 1 or week 2 because I actually started watching some college football games, and I said, "Oh wow, this team's really good. This team's really good," and it also put myself in a perspective where it's really easy to lose those games in just really, really fast settings because it's so much more fast paced. The biggest thing I noticed from NFL to college, I think a lot of people agree, it's just so much faster.
For sure.
Even though it doesn't, like, in retrospect, the time doesn't seem like it's that fast, it is. I think it's so much faster to watch and so much more engaging, even though it's the same exact game than NFL.
100%. And I think college, the games are much more important because they only play, I think, 12 in a season. And then there's the conference, whatever, especially with this year, the whole storm show that was. But, like, if you lose one game, that could very well be the deciding factor that you're not in the playoffs that year.
Yeah.
Like, it's expected that you go undefeated if you want to be a top team in college football. Like, it demands a lot more out of everyone than NFL does.
I also like watching the upsets.
No, yeah.
The upsets in college
like,
football
yeah.
were, I think, a lot more fun and a lot more interesting than anything that happens in the NFL with different games. Because everybody that's in the NFL is at the exact professional level. There are some guys that do shine, but a lot of those guys are at the kind of the same level.
Yeah.
You know? If a nobody school beats this well-known football program's kind of school, it's hilarious.
Yeah, Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame this year in like week 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then Notre Dame went on. I think they finished the season 11-1. Didn't have to. I don't think they had to play a conference championship because they were independent.
No, I don't think so.
And then they went to the college football championship.
Yeah.
Like, you can get these upsets, but it doesn't define the team. Like, you can't let that ruin your season.
No.
Like,
And,
that's part of football.
and some teams do let it get to them sometimes.
No, yeah, it's any given. I guess for them, it's any given Saturday. But like,
For a small team to win like that, I think the coach was crying too. He was super proud. And then I don't think they won that many games after that. But it was
I don't think so. But hey, I'm pretty sure, especially because college football, you can pay other schools, especially those smaller schools, to be on your schedule.
I don't like that.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because, like, say you are big powerhouse school, Ohio State, and you want to go play a crappy team just to get a good win on your record, get some guys playing, and have them experience different things. You can pay them, like, I'm pretty sure Notre Dame paid Northern Illinois between like $1 and $3 million to play them that week.
Yeah.
And
See,
I mean, that's good though because the school gets the funding and they can use that thing to better their programs.
I can see it from that point of view, but the reason I don't like it is especially because we had the 12 team bracket for playoffs in college. I don't like that because we talked about this in the first episode. They based those standings mostly on records and not who they actually played. If they had based it off of who they actually played and the team's skill level, then yes, I'll agree with you paying a smaller school to do that. But if I saw this in the Alabama game, they played in the second week, and I was watching the game, and the score was 60-7, or like it was like 60-some to 7. I said, this isn't fair. And then they look like they're a powerhouse team because they're 2-0, and then they end up finishing 11 and something or something like that. And I said, well, that's not fair because you're basically just beating up this no-name team and it makes you look good, but you're actually not.
Yeah, I think there was just a lot wrong with how they selected teams for the playoffs this year, and I think it's going to be the same thing next year. They haven't announced that they're changing the selection process. I don't know. It was
think they
very
should.
flawed.
I think instead of just looking at the two numbers, the whatever 12 and -1 number, how many wins and losses, they should at least have a sheet on who the teams played.
And
what
they
the
do
score
take that
was.
into account. It's just this year was, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like,
They were just trying something new.
yeah, because then there's like the conference champion gets a first round bye in the playoffs, but then some of these conferences, like you're telling me Boise State, who is not even a powerhouse school, they're coming from the Mountain West or whatever. They're getting a first round bye over an SEC team or a Big Ten team that's in the playoffs, has the same record, if not better, but just because they won the weak conference they're playing in, they get a first round bye and then they got smoked.
Yeah.
Like I think that's stupid to me, and it shouldn't be that way. So, but I don't know how they can fix that selection process because there is those conferences that are much weaker compared to like the SEC. Like you're taking
Yeah.
Pac-12, Mountain West, Sun Belt. None of those teams are going to be able to compete against another school because they just don't have the funding and the resources to put into recruitment.
Yeah, and the thing about Boise State is I think, yes, they did deserve that because they had good players.
Yeah.
Ashton Jeanty was amazing during the season. I don't think they should have been as high as they were because I think they went undefeated or had one loss. But I see what your point is. But it's just something that doesn't fit me right when you get to pay, hey, $3 million, you automatically lose. What? Or basically automatically lose, except for the major upsets. But I never liked that, looking at that. I always thought it was like, okay, if you're going to pay the team, then you got to be able to make sure you can rate where people stand. Because they always do the ratings after every week, right?
Yeah, I think every Sunday they release a
The top
new poll.
25?
Yeah.
They would always rate these, like, some teams higher and higher. I'm like, there is no way that team is that good.
No, yeah, it's and like because then they had different rankings for the AP 25, and then for what was actually going into the playoffs. Like it made no sense how they were selecting everything, and I don't know, like the entire thing was messed up and flawed in my opinion. So I don't know how they'll go about changing it, and I don't even know what they could do to change it.
Do you think? And I don't know how much college football you watch, Jack. Do you think that the teams that were in the playoffs this past year, if you want to pull that up, you can. It doesn't matter if you want to or not. The teams that are in this past playoff, do you think it's going to be a complete shift? Or do you think those teams are going to stay where they at? Because I do know this in college football, I'll take Alabama, for example. They've usually stayed the top for multiple years in a row. And then you have some teams, like I can guarantee you Boise State's not going to be in the playoffs.
Oh, for sure. No, they won't.
But some of these other teams that were a lower spot or a higher spot, I think some of these teams are going to drop because, one, they're losing so many people. Yeah. Of course, yeah, they're gaining new freshmen, but they don't usually start and play and stuff like that. But do you think it's going to be stay the same, or do you think it's going to completely shift? We're going to see brand new teams.
You're definitely going to see some of the same teams. Like Ohio State's definitely going to be there next year. Notre Dame, you could probably expect to see them. Penn State, hopefully, because they have a lot of people returning. Mm-hmm. But those lower schools like Boise State, Indiana, the good players that they did have and are returning for next year for like their junior or senior year maybe, there's a good chance a lot of those guys transferred out. Yeah. They had a great season at the smaller school, and then now with NIL and the transfer portal, they can go to that big school, compete for a spot, and get recognized to go play at the next level.
Yeah.
So I think it just everything hurts the smaller schools with this playoff seeding because there probably were Boise State guys that were really good, and now they're probably at a completely different school now.
Yeah, they placed third. I just realized that. Went third.
Yeah, because they didn't even have who placed third.
Boise State. I'm looking at it right now.
They were the third seed. I think they were the third seed. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ohio State was 1, Texas was 2. No, Ohio State wasn't even 1. It was Oregon was 1.
No, Georgia was 2.
Georgia was 2. Like I don't know. Even
Oregon was number 1.
Ohio State was 8.
Yeah, but they were not an 8 seed. They were they
were
stomped
definitely higher.
everyone. They didn't. I don't think they had a single close game in the playoffs besides the conference championship or whatever.
So Oregon, like, because we're looking at Ohio State won the championship. In retrospect, we didn't see like how far this bracket was going to turn out. But you're right, Ohio State. Hindsight going into this, I don't think Ohio State should have been 8th. I think they should have been higher.
Oh no, they definitely should have. Like that was really flawed, but that's because they didn't play in the conference, the Big Ten championship, and I guess they had what, an 11-1 record, 10-2.
Yeah,
I think it was
something like that.
11-1 because they lost to Michigan at the end of the season, but then we see them come in and they just absolutely roll everyone they played, like no close games.
Do you think we'll see teams like Clemson and Texas back? Because they did. Texas did ultimately very well. They went to the Final Four.
I don't know.
Clemson didn't do much.
Yeah, Clemson. I don't see them coming back. Texas. I think it really depends on what Arch Manning can do. I think if he plays well, they can.
Oh, that is true.
They can make a run, but
They
I
gotta
don't
find
know.
people to go around him.
Yeah,
It's like different. Yeah, he is on that team. He is good too.
yeah. So I think it just really depends on what everyone on that team can do and what everyone around them is able to do.
I don't know. I'm hoping to see like Boise State or a smaller school come up. I just don't think I'll see one in 3rd again.
No.
And if I do, I'm just gonna call BS instantly. Instantly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just you are going to see those weaker schools though at the number 3 seed because they're playing other bad teams. But I don't know. I think Boise State was I don't want to say an anomaly, but I mean, whenever they played Oregon in the regular season, I think they only lost by 2 points. But,
Yeah,
like,
but I think one, they're losing to the best player.
yeah, no,
and then-
they're not going to be the same team
For
they are
other
next year.
reasons,
Like,
they're just gonna be
their backup
worse.
running back's good, but he's not Ashton Genty.
No,
He's not going out there running for over 2,000 yards. I can promise you that.
absolutely not. No. But yeah, no. This because they don't have obviously. What am I even saying? College football doesn't have a draft. Yeah, it's only NFL. Hey, do you think Ashton Genty will go number 1 or 2? I think he'll go 2nd. I think there's always going to be
Overall? Like in the first round?
in the draft. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
He
I
will
think-
not be a top 5 pick.
Really.
No. No team is going to draft a running back in the top. No. That will not happen. Look up.
I forgot the
NFL mock draft.
order. I forgot the order. Yeah.
Because number
Who
1
are
is the
teams?
Titans. They're not taking a running back. Like, it's just, you'll never see running backs. Using a first round pick on running backs is just not.
Cam Ward's number 1.
Yeah. So this is saying Cam Ward's gonna go number 1 for
I
the
can see
Titans.
that.
I could see that. 'Cause
Tennessee needs a quarterback. And Cam Ward's probably the most proven quarterback. I do think Shadur has the highest ceiling.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a cool photo.
But
Travis Hunter's gonna go to the Browns. I can see that. The Browns don't just literally take anybody
Which
because they got Flacco
yeah,
back.
they need best. There's just something about Flacco,
Shut
man.
about Flacco, dude.
There's just something about Flacco.
Flacco.
I love that guy. But I don't know. I don't know if they draft. There's no way they draft a quarterback. If they do, it would be Shadur.
Abdul Carter. This says Abdul Carter's gonna go number 3 to the Giants. I guess I could see that.
No, that's to
I kind of see
no,
the.
that's to the Giants.
I see the Browns taking him. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I think Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett, like that's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. Patriots. It says it's gonna take Will Campbell. LSU. Number 5, Jaguars gonna take Mason
I
Graham.
don't think that'll happen.
The Saints. This says the Saints are gonna
They
take
do a
Shador.
trade. So
Yeah.
they say the Saints straight up and
Yeah.
Armando Membo.
Trying to look. Jalen Walker from Georgia, the Panthers. Will Johnson.
Here we go. I think Ashton Genty might go to the Chicago Bears.
He'll definitely go first round. He's definitely not going top 5.
Yeah. Now looking at this, I think you're right because now I see the order
Like,
on which
there's-
these players are going to get drafted and what the
there's so
teams
many
are
better
in
players
need
available.
for. So, we scroll up. Wait. Scroll up to number 11. Tyler
They will
Warren
not take time.
is going. This says
George Kittle.
They're with George Kittle of the 49ers. They're not going to do that
No, there's no way that happens.
unless George Kittle said something behind the scenes that he's going to retire in the next 1 to 2 years. and let him do some more play. But I
I
don't.
don't know. He's only like 28, I think.
He's not that old, no.
He's not. Yeah, I don't see him retiring soon. Like, he's definitely got good football left in him. Tyler Warren's a great prospect. That might be a little bit biased because I'm a Penn State fan, but I just think he was definitely top 2 tight end in the draft this year.
Uh-huh.
I think the only other person comparable is Fannin Jr. out of Bowling Green and maybe Colston Loveland from Michigan, I think.
Yeah, I think from one of those teams.
I just think Tyler Warren had a better season than both of those guys, and he's
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I just don't know what team he's going to. And this is the hard part because we see multiple articles talking about where they think this person's going to go, where this person's going to go to what team. You'll never know.
you'll
never know.
Truly won't know until draft night.
Yeah.
So it's 1 week out. We're getting closer and closer every single day. The draft is probably my favorite part of NFL football. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I just think it's so interesting seeing these comparisons made between players and what teams need and what they value more. And watching the draft is always probably one of my best parts, especially in April, like whenever there's nothing else going on. Like just sitting down Thursday night watching the draft from 7 or 8 o'clock until 11 is just
Or something like that. Yeah, I could see that because we're kind of still kind of in a drought of sports.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, MLB is going on.
MLB, you can miss a week of MLB and then come back another week later and you wouldn't have missed much. Like, it's not worth keeping up with MLB, especially in the beginning of the season. Like, it could be a team that's 2-10 already, but come October they'll be 160 or something. Like, it doesn't matter.
I think my relationship with MLB is I'll have it on in the background or I'll watch it with like my grandfather, for example. Mm-hmm. But other than that, if there's absolutely nothing else going on this summer, which I'm usually out of town doing something with vacations and stuff like that, I might go to one game.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't think baseball is one of those sports you really sit down to watch at home unless there literally is nothing else. But I think, it's definitely one of the ones you have on in the background, you're doing something else. Or if you're actually at the game, it's way more intriguing and you want to be involved in watching it. But
I saw recently where it was these commentators from FanDuel, or it might have been the actual broadcast booth, where they sent one of the guys down just to interview these two girls. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they were bored or if it was just not happening. You find it on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. They just stopped commentating the game and they said, all right, just keep listening to the earpiece. We're going to tell you what to say to these girls to get their number. And you got the number. It was like a 10,
if that was professional.
It was like a 10. I swear to you, they kept cutting to the game. This guy hits a base run and they don't say a word about it.
Wow.
It was like a Blue Jays game. I'm like, are they not going to talk about this game right now? And they keep switching to the guy at the camera with the two girls just sitting at the bar. And I was so confused. I guess it's just they don't have anything else to talk about for 9 innings.
It gets boring. Like, you can only talk about so many stats for a player before, like, all right, we get it. This person's batting .250 on the season. Like, oh, he hits these pitches really well. I don't care.
Yeah,
like,
it's not interesting.
You can't keep me interested by talking about stats for 9 innings. Like, I want to see some action.
The action's getting the girls at the bar.
Apparently. Did he get the number?
And I felt, yeah.
Exactly. So that's what matters. Right, Jack?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
God, yeah, I don't know. MLB is just too boring to just sit down and watch. I can watch NBA or NFL or anything like that. Doesn't matter to me.
No,
Any
yeah.
sports.
I think...
Oh, I can't watch the Masters.
You can't?
I can.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
watch the Masters.
I was able to... I was... Yes and no, I was able to watch the Masters. It was very 50-50. Like, there was, like... Especially that last day. Like, on Sunday, I was definitely able to sit down and watch it because it was interesting. It was coming down to the wire. Mm-hmm. I think the first round before the cut, it was, like... It was interesting to watch, but it was still also, like... wow, it's just golf. Like and I wasn't. They weren't really showing the players that I really wanted. Like I wanted to watch Bryson
No.
DeChambeau and
See, I wanted to talk about that. I saw multiple videos of people talking about where it's like, hey, they don't show love to the people's favorites.
no.
I think it was the second round on Friday where they had, at least ESPN did. I don't know if CBS had the same problem, but I think it was strictly ESPN where they set their cameras broadcast where, okay, they'll show all the players through the 4th, 5th, and 6th hole, right? And then they would do the 16th hole. It was like Amen's Corner or something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know
they
if I'm
had
saying
4th
that
and
right.
5th, Amen Corner. And
4th
then I
and
think like
6th.
the 15th and the 16th hole they were streaming.
Yeah.
And then they had featured groups.
Yeah, either the first or I think it was the first round where they did the 15th to 16th hole, and then they had the feature groups. And I remember the second day it was McIlroy and Scheffler. Not once did they show Bryson the first, like Thursday, Friday. I think maybe they showed him the Saturday or Sunday because he was closer to winning it.
I
But they didn't
I don't
show-
think he was in any featured group.
No,
Not like because it was first day was Scheffler and I think Morikawa.
yep. And then it was second day was McIlroy and Justin Rose.
Yeah,
Because Justin Rose was he was first place at the
I
time.
think, and then third day, I don't even remember.
I never got to watch Saturday or Sunday because I was busy over the weekend.
Like they and Bryson DeChambeau, he's gained a lot of popularity and interest this year,
Yeah.
and it was really surprising that they didn't show him. I guess maybe like I don't know. I doubt it's true, but there might have been a little bit of a bias because he's no longer playing for the PGA, and he's doing live golf
I
or
hope
live
that's
golf.
not
Whatever.
true. I hope that's not true at all.
I hope that's not true. I don't think it is, but I feel like most of the featured groups included players that were playing on the PGA. You didn't see a lot of live sports or whatever it's called.
No, I think he was one of the fan favorites, but going into round 2, he was tied for 6th, I think. And then after round 2, he was 3rd or 2nd or something like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, you guys show more of this guy. Especially for the people, I think, that put money down for him. I'm just talking about sports bets because I saw as the round goes on, you can still bet on players to win the Masters, but odds go down and all that kind of stuff goes up as they get closer to the final round. And Bryson's was like slowly going down because he was still staying in the lead. But I said, dude, this is important for people to look at because after the second round, he's still positive and he's second place. I would have bet on him.
No,
If I
yeah,
could've.
100%. For Sunday, the featured group wasn't even Rory McIlroy and DeChambeau,
No.
the top 2 players. They weren't any of the featured groups. You couldn't watch them play until I think the featured groups were done, and like they were just like the last people on the course, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm
it was-
just talking about ESPN Plus because that's what we had on. I wasn't in like a place where I could stream CBS or anything like that.
Yeah,
What'd you
that's
watch
what.
it
Yeah,
on?
I was watching on ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Like it's
They might have just done a very broad broadcast of everybody that was trying to hit a golf ball, or they might have just took the top couple guys during a segment of time. But no, I didn't see any clips or anything like that from Shambo. There was a few. Obviously, McIlroy was one of the featured groups, but they didn't really show him a whole ton.
no, yeah, he was. I think the feature group on that Friday, and then other than that, he was non-existent and wasn't really shown until Sunday, whenever it came down to the last couple of holes.
Yeah, Justin Rose finished second because he was in the playoff with McIlroy.
Yep.
Then it was Scheffler fourth, and then Bryson was fifth.
Yeah. Now Bryson
Was 7
had a
under.
really bad day on Sunday because he was
He
able to
looked
get.
great the first and second day. Third day, I heard that.
Third day was great.
Yeah,
That's
third day
because he was
great, too.
able to come back. He finished hole 18 with a birdie, I think, to
Yeah.
make it minus 10 strokes in the tournament. He
And
was
then
only
he-
2 strokes behind first.
Yeah,
And then whenever he played with McIlroy, he shot 3 over. And
Yeah.
just completely fell apart on Sunday. It was.
you think it finally got to him? The pressure of like,
I think
okay,
it
this is
did.
now Masters Sunday. This isn't like just
Yeah, and
playing
he knew
normally.
he had a chance at winning this, but I don't know. Obviously, Deschamps is known for hitting the ball far.
Yeah,
But Augusta's not that course for hitting long drives and
No.
long shots. Like, you want to be precise and accurate because it is a more narrow fairway type of course, and if you go wrong, you're probably going to make a bogey on those holes. Like, you can't get away with just hitting it super far. And
There was also a guy in my college class that put money on McIlroy when he was watching the playoff, and he was freaking out. But he said that he was watching Bryson play for, I think, when they did show him on Masters Sunday a bunch, and he said that he's like, dude, his caddy must have been messing with him or something, because it would be a par 3 just over something, and he would hit it 30 yards long or 40 yards long.
he was.
And he goes, I refuse to believe on how he was playing the first 3 days that he was messing up that bad. He had to have been screwed up somehow, whether it was just his caddy or if it was just the wrong read or something like that.
His yardage was messed up. He was missing. I don't think he hit many greens that day.
No.
In regulation, I think he was usually short. Surprisingly, he had a rough day on Sunday. But I don't know. I think he handled the loss very professionally, very well though. Like in the interview after, you could tell he was upset. Obviously, you would be too if you were second place at the beginning of the day and then you finish at 5th. But I think he handled himself very well, and I think he's only gonna get better. Like, he's only late 20s. I think he's like 27 or 28. Like,
he'll be here for a while.
Time. Yeah, he's got plenty of time.
I think he'll be back next year and the year before that.
For sure. I could very well see him coming back next year and winning it.
Yeah,
he's 31. Okay.
And he still won a heck of a lot of money for tying 5th.
I think he got like a couple $100,000.
Yeah, he's 31. Yeah, and he'll be back. There's no doubt about that.
Type in Masters winnings like split.
Yeah, because before we go, I actually do want to see this because I think McIlroy got millions of dollars.
I think he got like 10.
Yeah, or
I
something
think is
like
what
that.
he gets. Like, he gets a decent amount.
I can't believe he won. I thought he was gonna choke like he normally does.
I really wish he would have lost. I don't like McIlroy. I think he's cocky and arrogant, but
So he got 4.2 million for winning.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Bryson got
he still got
800,000.
Yeah, at least. At least, yeah. Like, you can't be mad. Like, I don't know.
Absolutely not. Scotty got $1 million. He placed 4th. He already won. I guess if he wants to win.
Scotty's had 2. Scotty's at 2.
Oh yeah, he has.
Like, he won it last year, and then it was not the year before, but like the year before that.
Yeah.
It went Scheffler, John Rahm, and then Scheffler, and now McIlroy.
Wow.
But
That is insane.
yeah,
He finally won it after 10 years. I also saw a stat where it was there was a grave difference. Tiger and then McIlroy. There was like a 10-year difference in them winning things. I don't know if it was Tiger's 2019 Masters win or anything like that, but he went 10 years and 300 some days without like winning like a major, and then McIlroy beat him like 100 within like 100 days.
Wow.
Where he went 10 years and like 200 days or something like that.
it was probably Tiger's 2019 Masters win, because I don't think he won a major after that.
He hasn't. I don't think he's won anything after that.
I think Tiger's done after blowing his Achilles. That's just.
I saw the April Fool's tweet he put out. He goes, "Hey, my Achilles feeling better. I'm going to play in the Masters." And then people actually got fooled about it. He's like, "Really? That was actually really funny." I would do something like that if I was more like in position. With
Yeah, and it was really weird because like they do the previous year, like the winner, the dinner, like the whatever, and it was weird because they posted a picture of everyone that was there, and it was definitely like he wasn't.
No, he wasn't there.
It was weird seeing that, and all the comments were like, "Where's Tiger?" And clearly they don't know, but
He's a billionaire.
Yeah,
$1.3 billion.
that's because of his deals with Nike.
no,
And how
most
well
of
he
his
did,
money
too.
comes from like endorsements too.
That is insane.
I think that's the same for a lot of golfers, though. That's the thing. Because if you're not winning, you're not making that much.
It's the same thing that Michael Jordan. He is a billionaire because of the Air Jordan with Nike. Same thing with Tiger. He won a bunch of money during these golf
Yeah, he
tournaments
was
and
the most
everything like
dominant
that.
golfer from like year 2000 to 2010.
Exactly. Now, where most of his money comes from is his deals with Nike because he
100%.
did so well. And then I actually remember that seeing that a year ago or a year and a half ago where I saw he didn't renew his contract.
I don't think he's with anyone right now for.
Well, he has his own brand though.
Yeah,
I
he's.
can't remember what it is, but it's his brand new little company. Not little company, I should say that, but he has his own company now, his own line of apparel and stuff like that. And I was surprised. I was like, why? Even if he's not gonna play, because this is now 2 years ago, I guess it was the right move. But I said, even if he's still one of the better players, I still would do it.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely still going to be, because the Masters is an invite tournament. It doesn't matter. Like, if the people at Augusta don't want you at that course, you're not going to be invited.
Yeah, exactly.
He's definitely one of those guys. He will be invited to play for a long time. I'd say at least another 5 years. If he's willing to play and able to, he'll definitely get that invite and he'll be there.
Exactly.
But-
So he'll be there for a little bit. I guess he's not going to play in any PGA things unless he gets...
It's very unlikely. I mean,
He might get invited to something with his son or anything like the father and son tournaments and stuff like that.
Wait, who's his daughter?
his daughter. No, I mean, I don't know what she's doing.
She was his caddy for a little bit.
Yeah, I think she was. Yeah, she was caddying at like one of his smaller tournaments or whatever that he was doing. But
I remember he was at. I think she was a caddy for the PNC where him and Charlie played.
Yeah, and then you know who he's dating now, right?
Yeah, Trump.
Yeah, he's dating Vanessa Trump, but she's not even an actual Trump. She was married. She was married to Donald Trump Jr. And then they're divorced now, but her daughter is Kai Trump, who's also the golfer, and I think like she's committed to Miami, I think, to play.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I think they just announced a relationship recently.
Oh, that's cool.
But she's really good.
I didn't
golf,
know
too.
that. Really?
No, yeah, because she's committed to Miami. She obviously, I'm sure she's played with her grandfather a bunch, but
Yeah, it is. Trump sitting on a golf course right now.
yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, but I think Nike did making the right move in hindsight. But in the moment of looking at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no way you should have done that.
Yeah, like how do you let this guy walk?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think Tiger also made the right move. Like, yes, Nike did a lot for you, but it is better to move on and just start your own business and get that process going. Like, it's just better for yourself and makes you a better person, I think.
Yeah.
But
And it looks like he's doing well. He can still play right now. Obviously, he's got so many injuries with his back and everything else, and now his Achilles. But, I guess he could still get on the course every once in a while.
oh, for sure.
But he's getting to the age where it's like, okay, he's not what he used to be.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
No, we won't.
But he could still make the once in a lifetime occasional shot.
Yeah, we'll see Tiger for a couple of years to come now, but he won't win a major. I don't think anymore in his career. I think winning the Masters in 2019 was his last hurrah, and I think
That was it.
but I think he's fine with that because he's done. Have you seen that new indoor golf league they started over this winter?
Yep.
Like the TGI.
That was cool.
He was doing that. He enjoyed it. Like, I think that's the biggest thing. Just like, yes, knowing that your winning career has come to an end, but now he's able to enjoy the sport that he has played for so long and loved for so long. So I think that's really good. He's doing war stuff with his son. He's doing those father-son scrambles and tournaments, which I think he's just really happy to be a family guy now.
I thought that was a really, really cool concept with the indoor golf thing.
No, yeah, I
Being
think
able to play inside. They also gave, I don't know if you saw, a bunch of players headsets so they could talk to, I guess, the commentators or the announcers talking about. They're like, Tiger, what would you do in the shot? Oh, it's this far away. I'm hitting 5-iron. Oh, yeah, it drops within 2 feet of the hole.
Yep,
it's
it took
really
all
cool.
the seriousness out of golf and like all the boringness, and they made it fun, which I think that will succeed for a long time as well. I think that was a great idea with what they're doing, and it gets more people involved, and definitely allows for more people to watch. So I think
Yeah.
that'll be.
They could have easily screwed that up and they made it well. Because there's a million different ways that technology can be screwed up because they could claim like, yeah, that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
If they hit a certain shot, these players would know like that's not right. I should 100% hit it that far, you know. But yeah, that's a cool concept. Yeah, thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah,
for
of
another
course.
episode.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be back for the draft.
Yeah, for the draft would be really, really cool. And we'll get a live reaction so we can get the fourth person on here because we do have 4 microphones.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Awesome.